welcome to episode 4 of Idle Talk. Today we're getting a little bit personal. We're getting a little bit deep. As you can see the title of the episode, Are You Okay? Now, Joanne, answer that question, man. Are you okay?
I think so. Hopefully I am. There's always like an internal struggle. I think that's what happens when people are trying to grow, when people are trying to evolve. There's an internal struggle of like which way to go, left or right, and why. So, am I okay? Depends on what route I take and how it goes.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about you?
Me? Well, at the time of this recording, I feel like I've been better. Been better for sure.
Because I'm not in the habit of asking other people. I don't know how to console somebody, but how are you? Okay, go ahead.
I feel like I've been better. Just been a weird winter. Like I miss seeing snow.
It's winter already?
Isn't it not winter?
I think we're still in fall, right?
We're about to be in December.
We're about to be in December, but like last year, it barely snowed too.
I know I missed the snow, but yeah, I feel like I'm okay. Pretty alright. I'm not at a place where it's like, yay, super happy, but like there is happiness in my life, but I know personally there's things to work on. Like personally and professionally. And I'm kind of like in that realm of like focusing on that. Like it's going to be better later as opposed to now. And I'm kind of in that working towards it, that grind towards the later.
Yeah. So. What are you focusing on right now?
Focusing on just myself. Just like what do I like? What do I like to do? What do I like to eat? What do I like to see? Like just right now I'm taking things on a day-by-day basis, which is completely different to how I've lived my entire life. Like everything was big picture for me. Like what do I have to do to get this in XYZ? But now I'm kind of just waking up every day. I don't necessarily have a plan for that day. I just go with how the day goes. So I do like to plan out some things, like these recordings.
Do you find that more freeing?
Yes, but not all the time. I can't live my entire life like this, because there'll be no structure and there'll be no like outline, and things just get chaotic. And I think it'll, for me personally, help filter out responsibilities if I live that way. It's refreshing to do it for a bit right now, when I don't really have any underlining thing that I need to get done or do. Like I'm kind of like free right now, so that's why I'm doing it this way. Because 2020 is about to end, and it's been a year globally and for myself individually. Now I'm just like, I'll end the year on a day-by-day basis, and then hopefully pick up when the new year starts and just kind of get back into that rhythm that I used to be on. Has there been anything external that has impacted you lately?
External. I've had to challenge my sense of control. I had to challenge my sense of control, and like this putting a mask. Yeah. I'm not very comfortable with putting a mask or like being who I'm not. I really dislike when I have to filter myself. But like I was in a situation where I had to filter myself because there were other people around me who would become extremely uncomfortable, and I was in a place where if I was to say what I wanted to say, wouldn't just fuck up my relationship with that person, nor did I care if I fucked it up. Yeah. But it would fuck up the relationship of the other people around me with that person. So I had to be like, and just have a mask. So that affected me internally because it's just like I really dislike filtering myself. I know it's part of it.
Read the room. Like certain places you just have to kind of just tone it back, like take a step back.
But that's what I did.
Of it. Yeah.
I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it to the core. Something I just don't like to do. And
sometimes it's not appropriate to do, to be fully 1,000% yourself. Not saying you yourself, but like
No,
in general, it's like it's not appropriate.
I know, and I'm saying.
I think you gotta be like aware of that fact, and then that will help it feel less dirty or whatever it's making you feel, like uncomfortable or hating it. Just accept the fact, and then
No, I accept the fact.
It'll get easier to swallow that pill, I guess.
It's not that the pill is hard to swallow. It's just that gnawing feeling. I can do that. I can filter myself. I can not be me. Is the intensity of the feeling of me disliking it gonna go down? No. Is it gonna become easier to do? It's already easy to do. I can put a mask on. Does not mean in any way, shape, or form do I like it, or is it gonna?
Have you met these people before?
That one in particular person.
That one scenario you just said. Have you met?
No, I didn't, but I know of that person's actions, and my reaction outside of that environment would have been violent.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So I just had to really just calm myself.
I thought it was just like
not like
meeting to new people, so let me not.
No, it's not like, oh, let me not be goofy. Yeah. It's like, oh, let me not put hands on him. Like, I have to be respectful of the other people in here.
Yeah.
So
your actions not only affect you but affect others.
Yeah. So that's like, am I okay? Like, that's something I'm dealing with. I'm fine with that. Is like, is everybody else around me fine with that? I cannot believe that so many people are so calm with what he did. I can't really air that out, but that's one of the things that's been challenging me. Yeah. So for the listeners, I really don't like putting a filter on myself. What is something that has impacted you that's external?
Externally, so just coming to the conclusion that sometimes the only explanation you'll get is that you may never get an explanation, and accepting that, like that fact, like not everything is going to have a reasoning or tell you why it's happened, but knowing that there's a chance you may or may not get that is, I guess, that makes it more understandable. Like, all right, I may get an explanation, I may not, but the fact that I know there's a possibility of it going either way is more comforting in that way, where it's like, if I get one or not, who knows? Really? Who cares? I care a little bit, I guess, but at the end of the day, I knew that there was a chance I wouldn't get anything at all. So that makes, I guess, blows better, and just understanding and knowing that. So coming to terms with that, it's just like, okay, I may get one, I may not. That's the game we play. Yeah. So
it's a difficult game.
Yeah, and then I learned that, and just I was like, okay, accepting it. Let's go. Okay, cool.
I learned that through dating.
Well, I was just reflecting.
Yeah, I learned that lesson through dating. It's just like, some people will ghost you, some people will give you no reason.
Yeah, but then sometimes, do you want the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I would too, honestly.
I would rather have the reason, because
tell me why.
Because then I can see from your perspective. Yeah. And I can understand why. And if it's something that I'm like, yo, this person is crazy, or I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Sometimes you need an external source to point out something that you would never see
or point out by yourself.
Yeah, because like it's like your nose. Your breath is kicking, but you don't recognize it.
Yeah, because it's just you're
used to it. So other people have to be able to. You have to have people in your circle to point out things. And when it comes to not having a closure, I'd rather have that closure. So I'll be like, so I can look at myself and re-examine what is going on. Yeah. So
sucks when you don't get it though.
Yeah. So you gotta keep moving.
Sitting there, like, thinking about like, okay, what the fuck happened? But it's just accepting the fact that you may not get it. Yeah. So just being accepting of that fact and being comfortable in that abyss, I guess. Because you may never get it, or you may get it like 4 years later after it's over, and it's like, what the fuck are you hitting me with this for? Like,
I don't even care at that point.
I think it's still interesting to hear though.
I've heard information given to me like Well, I guess I'm coming at a different stance.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming at it from dating, and you're coming at it from what?
Just general, like life.
But what are you generally not going to get information from?
I mean, just like not like dating, of course, but like, let's say you have a interaction, like a business interaction or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, it doesn't go through. Like, why didn't it go through? Like,
oh, okay.
Like, I'm just thinking about it in all aspects, not just necessarily dating, but just just in life aspects in general.
Understood.
Yeah, so just like understanding that not everything in life generally is going to give you an answer.
Sometimes you have to come up with your own answer.
Wow, yeah, for sure. Kind of got me stuck there.
Thank you.
Come up with my own answers. Well, it's cheating because I'm making the test. So
that's funny.
Well, you mentioned that you don't know how to console people.
It's hard because the way that I console myself is through isolation. And
I can respect that.
Through isolation, and I just stay to myself. So when someone else is in a bad state, I don't know how to comfort them, because the way that I comfort myself is through isolation. So I just give people time, and if they want me there, it's a weird interaction for sure, because I wouldn't know what to do if you felt bad. You want to hug? I
wouldn't know what to do with you. I would be like, I'll just leave.
I just wouldn't know. I would just ask what you would want, and
I'm like, I don't know. I'm crying. I don't know.
I would just leave it at that. If you're crying and you're saying I don't know, I'll leave it at that.
I don't know, John. That's why I'm fucking here. I don't know.
I was just like, you want a beer? You want? I don't know how to console people. I think that's something I might have to work on, because at some point I'm gonna have kids.
Yeah.
At some point I'm gonna have a wife if we marry, like legally.
Yeah.
We might be married by soul.
Yeah.
But legally, I think we'll find our way how to console. But as of right now, I think that is, you develop that skill with that person.
I feel like there's no cookie cutter way to console people. Like, it's got to be based on the individual.
Okay.
Like, if I know you like to isolate yourself,
one size fits,
and
doesn't fit all.
Doesn't fit all at all. And so if I know you like to isolate yourself, I'm gonna just be like, text me when you good.
Yeah.
Like, we'll talk if you still want to talk afterwards. But like, I know you'll do your thing on your own. But if it's somebody who likes to talk out their feelings, then I'm aware enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna call this person or talk to them in person, however it is, and then I'm gonna just listen, and I'm gonna react to the conversation. That's still hard though.
It's hard when someone likes to express themselves but doesn't want any feedback. So you're just there listening.
So I feel like whenever someone's talking to me for a long period of time, I have to be like, yeah. Like to just reiterate them that I'm listening.
Yeah, I know.
Like, and I just, some people think of it like, are you agreeing with what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm just giving you feedback that I'm listening to you. I'm accepting the words into my brain and I'm processing them.
I had a really bad experience with that, but go ahead.
But I'll try to evaluate and see if is this a person that likes to be on their own and go through it on their own, or do they need to just rant and talk and I'll just listen, or do they want me to go back and forth with them and like think things out together, I guess. So it's like all three of them are hard, because the first person you were like, oh damn, I'm all right, I'll leave you alone, and then you just think about them. If they're your friend, you're like, oh man, I wonder, I hope he's okay, I hope he'll get through it, right? And then the second person, you're just listening to them, you're like being, you want to be paying attention, right? Because it'd be so easy to have somebody talk for 15 minutes and then you just like lost. And it's like, oh fuck, what did you say like 5 minutes ago? Like that has to do with this, right? Yeah, it's hard, it's difficult. And I think it's easier to when you're having a conversation about it, back and forth. But it's you say the wrong thing and then now they're upset at something else, and so you got to be aware and like, I don't want to say walk on eggshells, but kind of just be like more thoughtful with what you're saying, because you can be logically correct in what you're gonna say, but it could come out as hurtful to the person receiving it, and then you just got to be aware of that and just try to explain things in the most neutral, calming way possible. and you don't want to hurt them because they're already hurt, and they don't want to be hurt by the person they want to talk their feelings about. You know,
that's I've been in a lot of bad situations. One of those bad situations, I was trying to listen to, and I gave a logical conclusion, and it came off like that. It came off bad.
Yeah,
and it was just like, fuck, like I didn't mean that, but it just got worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I might as well I felt so bad because this person came to me. Yeah. To be comforted.
Yeah. And then that.
I'm thinking there's a back and forth. Yeah. And I gave a logical conclusion, and it came off like cold. It came off cold. So that was awkward. And there was another time where I was, giving those.
And it didn't sound like you were paying attention.
No, I agreed to a bad situation.
Oh.
And
see, you weren't paying attention then.
No, I was like, okay. Yeah. Like the thing that she stated, I was like, okay, I'm here with you. Like that's what I meant. Yeah. All I said was okay though. Yeah. So then it was like, you're okay with that? I'm like, no. I remember that small glimpse of like 3 seconds of confusion. I was like, we got back to it. Yeah. She understood afterwards, but it was just like, oh,
that's not what I wanted you to think.
I was like, misinterpreted. Oh, man. Do you think people are actually being checked on? Because like when we're going through this and talking about how our listening skills and how we console people, do you think people actually go out of their way to console others?
I think it's cool to say in theory, or it's like, yeah, check on your friends. Like, when's the last time you checked on your friends? Like, it's cool.
When is the last time you checked on your friends?
No, never. I'm guilty of never checking up on people, like, because I don't expect people to check on me because I'm figuring me out personally, and I don't want.
What do you think is a checkup then? Because I guess we have different. I'd be like, "You're," and then when you respond, I'm like, "Oh, he's good."
That's as simple as it needs to be, I guess.
Yeah, because I feel like.
But I'm not gonna text you and be like, "How are you feeling emotionally today?" Because I don't know what you're gonna drop on me, and am I ready to receive what if you say like, actually I'm going through da. So you're like, okay. Am I ready to receive that, or am I just casually sending that and hopefully you don't reply to it? Like, you know, that's like deep. Think about like,
are you ready to receive
what they're about to give?
What
they're about to give you. If it's some crazy shit, are you gonna be ready for that, or is your day now ruined because you thought it was cool to check up on your friend? Because like if you're talking to somebody and then they're like, my dog died and then my grandma's missing, like you're like, whoa. It's like and you're like, now you're like you're affected throughout the day, and now you're just that changes the course of how your day was gonna be. And if you're not ready to sit down and like be like, okay, like what happened, like like are you okay, like how are you feeling, like if you're not ready to like go with that person just flowed to you, you're in for a rough day. Like
that is a rough day. I definitely thought that was gonna be reversed. That's not the dog's time. My grandma's missing.
No, that's like as absurd as that sounds. Like, were you ready to? No, if that was a person and you laughed in front of that person's face, like, come on. See, are you ready for these conversations?
I wouldn't be ready for that. For sure, I wouldn't be ready because I would think, yo, this person is lying. Like, this person's bugging.
So because I know I'm working on myself.
You definitely dropped the bomb on me when I didn't think about it like that. Are people actually ready to have these conversations with their loved ones? Yeah. Because if I was to drop something, actually, like,
could you are you able to handle your own things and the burden of someone else's things?
That is definitely like a situation. That's a good situation
because I know people out there that just let people tell them everything and pile on. Yeah. And then it's like at some point, is it too much? Like, when is it too much? When everybody just feels the need to tell you what's going on, what's going wrong, what's going on with them. It's like you have that knowledge now, and then your own things you're going through.
But is there like,
there's a limit, I feel like.
I think there's an extreme to both, because like not asking any of your friends, not catching up on any of them.
Let me fix that. I asked the friends that I know will respond to
in a way that you're okay with.
No, that I'm not gonna ask you how you're feeling. I'm not gonna text you that randomly. I'm not. But Fabian, on the other hand, I know that I have to check up on him just to make sure that he's fine and he's good. Like, I'll ask him like, how are you? Like, I remember the other day, like a week ago, I was like, how are you physically? Like working out,
Mm-hmm.
like, because I know you're working out. Like, how are you feeling? Better.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, so I was like, I asked
quick.
him. checked up on him on there, and then he was like, oh, physically good, emotionally, I don't know. And I was like, all right, so do you want to talk about it? Like, you're like, because I'm prepared to talk with him about it because I know that's how he communicates.
Mm-hmm.
With Christian, I just ask him, you good? Like, what's up, Muhammad? I don't really ask him.
I asked Muhammad.
See, we're covering bases. We're covering different people's bases. So
I don't ask Kenroy. Better talk.
I just know Cameron's good. Like, we'll just talk.
He's just
for
a
like
stable
minute.
man.
We'll talk. Yeah, exactly. And if he needs anything, he'll just text me, and he knows I'll respond.
Mm-hmm.
If I need anything from him, I'll just do the same. That's
BJ?
No, BJ.
I ask him.
Okay, so I don't talk to BJ on that level. So.
But yeah, like those are extremes. That definitely was an eye opener. I think, are people actually seeking to console others? I think we're disconnected as a people. Like, from my own experience,
I feel like we've been disconnected as a people. I feel like there's no.
I feel like, but now we have been, but the disconnect is just getting wider. The gap is just growing.
I mean, just think about the way our parents communicate with us.
Horrible.
Yeah, and then it's been that way for a long time. Their parents communicated even worse with them, and so on and so forth. So now, this disconnect that we're talking about is on our shoulders to
fix,
reconnect it,
or to like shorten the gap.
Yeah,
we can't close it. For sure, we can't close it within.
It's too big to close on our own.
We have to just.
But we have to start it though.
Yeah, we have to start building that bridge. So when people have like communication problems, it definitely roots from their communication with their parents, because that's the first person you actually have full blown conversations with, and you explain or elaborate how you feel on a situation with your parent, and how they react is how you predict everybody else in the world is going to react.
Like when they ask you, the perfect example, how was school today as a kid? And then you go and you're explaining your whole day, right? You're a kid, you don't know. And your parent is just like, like they're not really listening to you because you're a kid. And so now this kid is going to perceive that, okay, let me not explain my entire day because somebody else is going to lose interest in it, and it's going to hurt because the way my parent was listening to my little kid story hurt me because they weren't really paying attention. Like, the kid could be like, I went in the sandbox, I found a worm, it was like this big, it was green, and then you're like, okay, what'd you have for lunch? And he's like, I'm in the sandbox, like, the worm, talk about the worm, please. Like that, those little incidents, I want to call them, just build up, and now we have people who are kind of nervous to kind of communicate. Yeah. In their entirety, how they want to communicate, but now they want to just communicate based on, okay, I'll say this part because it will get them to pay attention, like not necessarily fade away from the conversation.
You know how to get
zone out.
You know how to get the attention.
Yeah. So I feel like if we just gotta be making our way to full blown communication, to paying attention to the entire story, not just the parts that we want to.
Like, again, are we ready to have?
That's what I'm saying. That's the biggest
full blown conversations, bro.
Have you tried? When's the last time you talked to a kid?
Oh. I thought you were gonna say, when was the last time I had a full blown conversation?
Oh, no.
Last time I talked to a kid?
Yeah.
What's a kid? Like what's the age group?
5 through like 12.
Aaliyah. Talk to Aaliyah almost all the time.
So how are your conversations going?
They're interesting.
Exactly.
Was it?
I'm saying that. I was saying earlier how our parents don't communicate or pay attention, right? So that's why I was curious on what your last conversation was, because if you talk to a child, they will talk your ear off, and if you listen,
it's interesting.
They'll say some interesting things. Yeah. And to our parents and to their parents, that was just background noise.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And fully processing what a child has to say is so interesting, and their curiosity and how they are and how they see the world and how they live in the world, that's just background noise.
Aaliyah really just gets to the point. Like, there is no chit chat. She really just gets to the point.
I think that's just based on the part of you, how you've rubbed off on her.
I think that's my sister, bro. You think I'm blunt, bro? She is
exactly
super blunt.
It's a product of her environment.
Yeah, but it's just like even more so than me. It's like, oh, you just got right there. Yeah. I was like, you just talked about it. I think that's very interesting. Aaliyah, I think
because let's give credit to Aaliyah that she knew that's not how her mom communicates, so she had to adapt to it and communicate in a way her mom can
understand straight to the point
effectively and efficiently.
So yeah, having conversations with kids it's interesting because we are so stuck in our mindset of an adult, and then you just open something, you're like, what? I never thought about that. Yeah. Even though like it's so plain, it's so in your face, but only a kid can see it. It's like
kids don't. They're lucky enough to not
have all these biases,
external like responsibilities, and they're just kids, so they get to see things clearer.
You know what's crazy?
Because it's not like that white noise bothering them. The only white noise they'll have is like, shit, where did I leave my cookie? Should I trade my juice box for this? Like, their worries aren't on that grand scale as we have them as adults.
My niece, talking about the kids thing, she one time we were talking and then she was like, you don't understand kids.
I was
like,
you right? How did you know that?
Yeah, I was like, don't I? She was like, I was a kid before. She's like, not anymore.
Not anymore, exactly.
I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
And isn't that sad?
Right? It's
a switch.
It is so sad.
It's a switch where we just lose
our
touch.
Innocence. We lose
touch with our inner kid.
Yeah. So she was like, you don't get it. It's just fun. I was like, what? It's like, it's just fun.
Bro, like, I remember we went to the lake and I was holding the rocks. And you're like, why do you have these rocks? And I'm like, because I'm in touch with my inner kid right now. Like, these rocks are cool. Like, look at them. Like,
oh my God. That had me dying. Oh man. The last time I checked up on somebody, if the year doesn't count, then Fabian, and then every time I go in group chat, it's not with you, but like with Muhammad, BJ, like Christian, I'd be like, how they doing? Because you're usually just say it.
Yeah.
From my experience, you usually bring it up.
Yeah.
You bring up when you need to speak, so I don't really ask.
Yeah, you just let me talk.
I just receive. So
are you ever ready for my shit? Huh?
I'm ready. For my close friends, I'm ready. When it's just a random person, I'm like, what are you dropping this for on me? And the last time someone's checked up on me.
Hold on, back to why this random person dropping this on you. I feel like I'm more comfortable with strangers telling me what's wrong with them because I don't care. Like, in the way where it's like, if I'll never see them again, never really talk to them about it. But if I was able to, like, as a stranger, lift something off of that person, that's better than me, like, talking to you about something serious. Like, oh my God, I have to see Jawan tomorrow, or like I have to, like, okay, like I gotta pay attention and like be ready to receive that information, because I know that information is going to be around, whether it be in the forefront or in the background, forever, for the rest of our relationship.
Yeah.
But if it's this new stranger person that I don't really know, or like I don't really know this person, like, but we're like on talking levels, that's more comfortable to me because I could let that go and not worry about that anymore. It's not going to affect my relationship or potential relationship with that person.
No, I get you.
If it's somebody I know, it's like, okay, take in that info, process it how it needs to be processed, either individually with the person, and then recognize that it's a part of our history together. So that's more scary to me than to have another person unload something heavy to me.
Yeah, that does hold more weight. Yes. What was I saying prior?
You were talking about the last time someone checked up on you.
I can't recall. I can't recall when someone.
I feel like that question is hard.
Fabian?
I feel like it could just happen naturally, like as opposed to me texting you, I'm checking up on you today.
That's a weird way.
Yeah, like it comes up naturally, like.
Yeah.
So we could probably be.
I think we're checking up on each other right
now.
now.
This is natural.
Yeah, sort of.
It's not. We're not going
naturally
out of our
being
way.
recorded.
Yeah. But it's. I feel like we're checked up on a lot, but we just don't recognize it as that. It just because it doesn't pop out as that.
Because recall Christian saying, "Yo, how are you doing?" And I'm just like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Let's talk about the "I'm good" when people ask us how are we doing.
Yo,
is it a habit to say "I'm good" all the time?
It's a habit,
or are we just like not?
We're brainwashed.
We don't want to. Because when someone asks me something about myself, it's like my first instinct is, why do you want to know? Like if it's a stranger or if it's just anybody that don't know, if it's like a new person or like someone I don't really talk to and they're asking me something, I'm like, why do you want to know?
You ask why because most of the time it's not a true checkup. Yeah. It's just like it's a greeting that we've built in our society to just speed up the interaction between you and I. It's like, how are you doing? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. And then you could just move on.
What do you like? What do you da-da-da? I'm like, why do you want to know that? Like,
oh, that's a little bit more like in depth.
Yeah, like,
that's a little bit more in depth. I thought you were talking about I'm good because I get that from customer service.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you don't.
No, I was talking about more of like when people do ask me how am I? What I'm like, okay, why do you want to know? Or like going deeper into it, is it like, what do you like to do? What do you da-da-da-da-da? If it's more like, okay, why do you want to know this information? So like, it's that problem goes deep into things because it came from the how are you feeling, like my instinct is why do you want to know, and then that spread to different things like why do you like sports? I'm like, why do you want to know why I like sports? Like, because I do. Like, I don't necessarily share that information out, even if it's the smallest things, like why do you like sports? Like that stems from the how are you, and I'm like, I'm good. Why? Like,
I think people need to start holding that sort of greeting back. How are you? Because like it's false. Yeah. It's like, are you actually asking how am I, or are you just trying to
using it as a greeting?
Yeah, it's just like we should recognize when someone is checking up on us. I feel like that's a little social dilemma that we have that me and you have just experienced. We don't really know when the last time someone really checked up on us, because our greetings have really
bled the lines.
Yeah, don't ask anybody how they're doing unless you really care.
Yeah, unless you're ready to receive.
Unless you're ready information. To receive, like, you gotta care and be ready.
Like, what's the greeting we should use? Not how are you. It's
happy to see you again.
Okay, that sounds happy super to meet formal. You. Happy to meet you.
Well, if it's a stranger, be
good
formal.
To meet you.
Yeah,
good to meet you.
Stop trying to be so comfortable with strangers.
Good to see you. Nice speaking again.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
How are you has really been overused. And it's like, I'm good, thanks. And in reality, you were crying this morning.
Yeah, in the shower. So you can't tell which ones are tears.
You okay?
Yeah.
Or you just listen to sad music.
That's the only time I listen to sad music, when I'm sad. Shower?
When you're crying?
No. When I'm down. I've never cried in the shower. You've cried in the shower?
What?
Have you cried?
Have I cried in the shower?
Yeah.
Bro, I'll cry in my bed. Why would I want to be wet on the outside and then on the inside? Like, when it's coming out of my face.
Oh, okay.
So I'd rather make time for it.
You make time for it? I
make time for it. I'm like,
people have told me that, and I find that to be so mind-boggling. Like, how do you make time for an emotional expression?
Oh, listen, if I'm feeling like I'm about to cry, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna let this process, and then I'm gonna either continue what I was gonna do or just pivot to go somewhere else. Okay. I'm not scheduling my crying. I'm not like Saturday at 11 p.m. I'm gonna cry. I
knew somebody that did.
Oh, that's good for them. That they're able to release themselves.
I was like,
efficiently.
That's crazy.
But for me, it'll happen. I'll let it happen. If it takes 5 minutes or if it takes an hour, I'll just let it happen. I'm not saying I'm saying the whole process of the feelings, not physically crying for an hour.
Okay.
I've never cried for an hour straight. I just want to put that on the record.
Oh man.
Do you cry?
Barely, bro.
I feel like you would cry for an hour straight because you have it built up, and then one day when it actually hits,
I think it's gonna be the day my grandma passes.
Oh damn, that's gonna be an hour straight.
Yeah, because we just recently celebrated her birthday, and I'm like, bro, she's 70. She's gonna pass soon.
She's 70.
76.
Oh, my grandma's like 80.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I just said what I said.
Too. That's why
I just said what I said.
Yeah, man. You just realize that we all have an expiration date.
Yeah, I got it. I'm getting more and more comfortable with the idea that the people who are around me, the people who I see on a day-to-day basis, I won't be seeing for long.
And if you think about that, like, that'll be you one day, and somebody will have that same thought about you.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Hopefully, someone has the same thought about me. Because some people die alone.
I was talking about like, you have like younger cousins and stuff that are like when they'll be a little bit younger than you, and then because there's cousins I have that are like 10 years old, and I'm 23. Like when I'm like 60, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be like 30 or something, 40, and he's like, oh, he's gonna die soon. So just kind of like, that's what I meant, like, so on and so forth. With our families, it'd be like, there's always gonna be somebody younger, and then they'll take up that thought about you. How you have it about your grandma, then your niece is gonna have that about your mom.
It's like what's that Disney or that Pixar movie? The Mexican kid, he goes like to the afterlife. Coco. Yeah. You only truly die when no one remembers you. Damn,
I didn't watch that movie.
Oh wow, surprised! It's a really good movie.
Okay, that's why you're surprised.
No other reason besides that.
Are you sure?
That's just funny. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's a great place to end it. That was episode 4. A little bit different from our usual things, but I'm Fernando.
Joan Manuel Valdez, the Don.
And thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.
Peace.